Okay, next one, let's see BYD. BYD, as we know, is a very big battery maker also in China. Number one, number two, sometimes people saying BYD is more reliable. Sometimes, or some people say, CATL is more reliable. Like this. Of course, as we know, BYD has not just battery, they have other business, of course, also, like the car, like car, buses, railway, you can see here. Now we just see their battery, their solutions. Actually, from here, their website is very few information. As I said, for the big makers, especially for the battery big makers, their website will not show very specific product. They're showing their brand strength, their power, why it's a reliable supplier, for most customers. Just like this, no much information. BYD is very good at making LFP battery, lithium battery. Even they put their LFP battery into the passenger car use. Also make it very high density. Probably people, you also heard that. BYD has we can say it's a kind of a unique, not unique, it's a very good product, which is a blade battery. They can directly use the blade battery to make the pack. Don't need the housing, don't need anything, don't need the housing, the strengthening part. Just use the blade battery cell to make a pack. So there's no housing, no strengthening part. It is using another way to make the power density higher. You know my point, right? I believe you can understand. Let's see their website. Let's see their headquarters. BYD actually is typically very modern, very kind of strong company. Its headquarters is in Shenzhen province, Shenzhen city, Shenzhen. Headquarters in Shenzhen. Let's see in the website. Let's see in the map. Can see here, nearby Hong Kong, Shenzhen, Guangzhou, Macau, Hong Kong. So it's here. Just now we said CATL is here, BYD is here. We can see it's the top two biggest battery makers until now in China. This location, I think most people, even foreigners, you guys probably is from overseas, from other country, you probably know very little about China. If you know a little, if you know some about China, then I guess you must know Shenzhen, which is many high-tech companies, gathering here, from the clothes, shoes, from the electronics, and to the cars, batteries. Is a kind of very important part of China. In China, we say actually until now in China there's a three part which is quite important for China economy. First one is here. We call it standard city like Shenzhen, Guangzhou, Aumen, means Macau, Hong Kong. This is one area. Another area is around Shanghai, Changzhou, Suzhou. This is kind of a gathering place. Also very powerful. Many companies, many international companies. Not headquarter, branch company in China is gathering in Shanghai, and also it's kind of famous, same level as Shenzhen. Another place is in Beijing, around Beijing, Tianjin, and around Beijing. This area. Many international organizations branch is in Beijing or Beijing around. It's more political and cultural. Here is a more culture. It's cultural also, and also it's economic. Here mostly is economic. These three areas are the most important area in China. Probably there's and others like in the middle part. Here and here also is very important, but until now it's the three areas. Next, let's see the stock market value. Unit price 31.32 US dollar per unit, and its total value, stock market value is like 100 billion US dollar. As I just now said, the CATL is a little higher, like 130 billion. This is 100 billion US dollar. It's a huge company. And let's see their customers. Let's see their main customers. Their main customers, of course, there's BYD, their car, Qin Dynasty, E2, E3, Song, Peugeot. BYD's battery, of course, in China, many companies using like a GAG, like just now GAG, bike, SAIC. It's a traditional China car makers. Now they're making EV using the BYD's battery. You can see here is showing the BYD blade battery. The biggest advantage, because they use LFP, You know, the LFP's safety level is higher than NCM. They're using the LFP type, so the safety problem solved. But the LFP is lower density, lower power density. However, BYD solved these density problems by their, technical design. As I said, they remove the housing. Just use a blade battery cell to make a strong structure, a robust structure, which is very high, which solves the low density problem. Their main customers, Tesla. Tesla will be their main customers. Even Tesla, before they don't look good at, they don't look good at of BYD cars. Elon Musk said BYD's car, oh no, it's not our competitors. But now we can see the BYD's car, EV car, is actually performs very well, and the market selling quantity is quite good. Now I think already it's BYD number one globally. Tesla also already become number two. This kind of makers. And also here said Peugeot. I don't know if this pronunciation is right or not. Peugeot, which is from France. I think there's many other companies also using their battery. As for the price, this kind of number one, number two makers, the battery makers, their price must be similar. Must be similar. As I said, their price must be between 0.25 to 0.35. I can say 0.25 US dollar to 0.35 US dollar per watt hour. Maybe you can see, or maybe we can say it's not cheap. But even like this, they're still choosing customer. Some customers they can supply, they will try to supply, but some customers, sorry, they cannot. Yes, this is all for the BYD battery. This is all for the BYD battery. And next, we will see another brand.